Thomas in Columbus, Ohio. Hey, Thomas, what's up?
Hi, Tom. How are you doing today?
I'm well. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been thinking, you brought up democracy. Ultimately, it will be the conservative right, Republican on the Supreme Court that will decide where democracy is going. And they will put the death no limit. What's going to happen then?
If that happens, if the Republicans in 2024 rig the Electoral College so that a Republican becomes president, having lost the popular vote by 10 million or something like that, if that happens, then what we're going to become like is, if you're looking for an analogy, is probably the closest one will be Viktor Orbán's Hungary. And that's why CPAC is holding a convention there, next month, I believe it is, or maybe it's next spring. It's why Tucker Carlson did his show from Hungary for a week. Hungary is now the authoritarian model for the GOP. And because Orbán has packed the courts with people who just, whatever he says, they salute it. He has turned all the media in the country over to his friends. So you get nothing but, what we would call right-wing talk radio, right-wing television, right-wing news. It's like all the media in Hungary now is like Fox News. He has stacked the parliament. He has, with his loyalists, they've essentially gerrymandered the country so that they can't lose. And that's what would happen here. And I don't know how long it would hold. I mean, it held in the South in the United States from the 1830s to the 1860s. And then again, it held in the South from the 1870s up until the 1940s. This kind of anti-democratic, whites-only pseudo-democracy. But that's the direction that they want to take us. They want to take us back to the future. They want to take us back to the way the United States was, principally before Brown versus Board of Education, 1954.
Yeah, I understand. I'm a retired teacher of political science, so I've done my homework. But logically, from the research, I give democracy two decades tops.
Yeah.
If things don't change.
I think one of two things is going to happen. Either there is going to be a strong pro-democracy movement before that fall that you're talking about, and we can forestall it or hold it off, or the termites are going to win over the short term. They're going to eat enough of the structure that it collapses. That would include the billionaire termites who are funding all this, a lot of this stuff. That would include the foreign termites, the Saudi Arabias of the world who are, and Russia and whatnot, who are, driving social media in the United States. That would include the racist termites in the United States. All of these forces eating away at the infrastructure of democracy. Either we will stop them before they utterly destroy it, or they will crash it, and out of that will come a new democracy movement. And there will be a new group of people who call themselves patriots, and there'll be people like you and me, Thomas, and they will be taking on the power structure, probably feeling very much the way that those of us in SDS felt back in the 1960s. Like, we are up against our own government now. Our own government is trying to kill us, and we are up against them. That's very much what we felt in the 60s. No, I don't see it as the end of the world. I see it as part of a series of cycles that typically go through painful periods and then through radically getting better periods. But I think, the overall arc, I agree with Martin Luther King, bends towards justice.